Well, Trump showed up and it went completely off the rails. We're going to talk about it next. Welcome back to It's Culture Podcast. My name is Mark. I'm your host of It's Culture Podcast. Well, Trump showed up to the NABJ, even though he had a lot of outrage, and they went completely off the rails. So if you could do me a favor, hit the like button, hit that share button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can get all the updates. And as I say on all my shows, thank you for rocking with your boy. Now let's get into it. Now, the NABJ, they had their convention, and we talked about that earlier this week. They had invited the former president, Donald Trump, to speak, and a lot of the journalists that are members of the NABJ, which stands for the National Association of Black Journalists, they were mad. Some like April Ryan, Roland Martin, Karen Atta, who was the co-chair who stepped down, many others were outraged behind this. So Trump actually showed up, and as soon as he was supposed to be there, I think he was supposed to come on at about 12 Central. They didn't even start until around 12:30, 12:35 Central. And then they had the three moderators who actually were there to discuss this with Trump. And they, were late, 35 minutes. Now, there's rumors that Trump didn't want to get live fact checked. He said it was audio issues on their side. We don't know, but what we do know is that it was, as soon as he came out, very first question, they started talking about DE&I. He said it was a rude question, and it went completely off the rails after that. And if you've been watching Trump long enough, you already know that he is not the type that's going to sit there and take being disrespected very, very lightly. What's it going to take you? So, and we're going to watch some of this. Let me put my headset on so we can get into this. I want y'all to hear this. Hear this.
We have a lot to get to, and we do not want to waste any time. So let's bring out the former president of the United States, the Republican nominee for president, former President Donald Trump. Mr. President, we so appreciate you giving us an hour of your time. I want to start by addressing the elephant in the room, sir. A lot of people did not think it was appropriate for you to be here today. You have pushed false claims about some of your rivals, from Nikki Haley to former President Barack Obama, saying that they were not born in the United States, which is not true. You have told 4 congresswomen of color who were American citizens to go back to where they came from. You have used words like animal and rabbit to describe black district attorneys. You've attacked black journalists, calling them a loser, saying the questions that they ask are, quote, stupid and racist. You've had dinner with a white supremacist at your Mar-a-Lago resort. So my question, sir, now that you are asking black supporters to vote for you, why should black voters trust you after you have used language like that?
So, right off the rip, y'all see what's going on. She already aggressive with him. The very first question just is an insult. This is already going bad from the get-go.
Well, first of all, I don't think I've ever been asked a question in such a horrible manner. First question. You don't even say, hello, how are you? Are you with ABC? Because I think they're a fake news network, a terrible network. And I think it's disgraceful that I came here in good spirit. I love the black population of this country. I've done so much for the black population of this country, including
Y'all hear the people in the
employment, including opportunity zones with Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina, which is one of the greatest programs ever for black workers and black entrepreneurs. I've done so much, and and I say this, historically black colleges and universities were out of money, they were stone cold broke, and I saved them, and I gave them long-term financing, and nobody else was doing it. I think.
You see, if you notice, he's going into what he's done for the community, and they're just letting them talk right now. There's no pushback. You hear some people clapping in the background, but for the most part, Trump is just kind of doing his thing right now.
It's a very rude introduction. I don't know exactly why you would do something like that. And let me go a step further. I was invited here, and I was told my opponent, whether it was Biden or Kamala, I was told my opponent was going to be here. It turned out my opponent isn't here. You invited me under false pretense. And then you said, you can't do it with Zoom. Well, where's Zoom? She's going to do it with Zoom, and she's not coming. And then you were half an hour late. Just so we understand, I have too much respect for you to be late. They couldn't get their equipment working or something was wrong.
Mr. President, I would love if you can answer the question on your rhetoric.
Wow.
And pretty much from there on out, y'all can go watch this video. From here on out, it just went completely, the back and forth. Rachel Scott, she had an agenda. Let's just keep it real. She wanted to get Trump to act that way so it could gain a reaction and it can be some clickbait, and people can come out and write articles about how he disrespected these black women on stage. There was not one single black male on this panel. I don't understand why we're not, part of this conversation. It seems like black male journalists just don't get no shine unless they showing up on CNN crying and shit. But needless to say, it continued on down that. And like I said, the only person on the actual panel that actually asked questions that Trump, kind of skated around, I guess you want to call it that, is Harris Faulkner from Fox News. And she got attacked online. They called her, a white-wing stooge, and, she's a liar and all this stuff. I mean, you can go through social media. It seems like unless you are a left-leaning black person, you can't critically think, and you're dumb, and you're some Uncle Tom or some coon because you just won't fall in line and vote for nothing. And, which is what Democrats typically want us to do anyway, right? They don't offer any policies. They bring celebrities. So while this was going on in Chicago area, Kamala Harris was having her rally down in Atlanta with Meg Thee Stallion and Quavo. And obviously, a lot of people have come out talking about the twerking that was going on. I mean, this is what Democrats think of black people. This, get them out to vote by bringing entertainers on stage and letting them perform for them. And, this goes back to some things that Malcolm X said when he was alive about how you don't see this in no other community but the black community. This is a tired trick. It's been happening way longer than I've been alive, and it seems to continue to work for some reason. No other demographic gets this type of pandering done to them. At least Trump showed up to the NABJ rally. Now, he showed up to the event. He said he was there on false pretense because he was told that Kamala was going to be there and Joe Biden. They didn't show up. And then, he came there to answer questions. I mean, regardless on the fact, he actually showed the hell up. Now, truth be told, most times they invite both presidents. They invite, candidates from both sides. Usually the Republicans are going to show up. Trump showed up. And instead of, asking him the questions which I thought they were going to ask him, which I said in my previous video, I'll link that one in the description here. I thought that they were going to ask him about his policy positions that are on his website. It was all Project 2025 stuff. Look, all this stuff that, they want to ask. And it's bad journalism to me. The people want to hear from the man that might be the next president. And if he's going to be the next president, at least try to figure out what it is that he wants to do for our community. Can we get that much? See, the problem is that's not what these journalists that are part of the NABJ wanted. Not at least not these panelists. What they wanted to do was drum up a response so they can go write articles and be in silos and then, make him look bad. So that way it can turn off the gains that he may be making in the black community by talking about the economic impact and the border. They don't want to talk about those things because Kamala Harris' record on the border is horrible right now. They Democrats are trying to spin it that she wasn't the border czar. So if you go to Kamala's website, there ain't no policies on there. Now she's asking for money, but ain't no policy agendas on there. And it's been 2 weeks. 2 weeks and it's not a policy agenda, but she's out, doing concert, having events with rappers and stuff, drumming up the support. And this is works. All these fundraisers. You got white dudes for Kamala and win with Karens for Kamala, whatever it's called, and win with black women and win with black men, like all this stuff. Got all this going on, all this fundraising going on, and we ain't talked about one single damn policy position. And this is where I think the Democrats don't want her talking. Because she has flip-flopped on every single policy positions. First she was for the Green New Deal and Medicaid for all, and then now she's not. Then first she was for this, and it's when we gonna get these policy positions? When we gonna get them? When are we gonna get them? Because she ready to debate, and the reason why she wants to debate is because she thinks that by debating Trump on stage, he gonna do something disrespectful to her, and she gonna be able to go toe to toe and wave the finger. Nah, when he starts talking about this border, and you really gotta start talking about positions, are you ready to do that? And that's what we don't know yet. So y'all go check out the NABJ's video. Y'all let me know what y'all think. And Culture Nation, let's keep it culture, and I'll see y'all next time.